Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss the few programs of pattern programming. I am going to discuss in this video. I have already uploaded one video of some pattern programming. The few patterns I have already discussed in that video, and few basic things and the common things which we use in each and every program of pattern that I have already discussed in that previous video. So before watching this video, better you watch that video first, then come back to this video and watch it. The things will be more clear. The link of that video I will put in the description. Please watch it, okay? And in this video, I'm going to discuss few more pattern programming, okay? So let's start with this pattern programming. Here we go with this pattern programming. So first pattern which I'm going to discuss in this video is this. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the pattern 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This pattern I have already discussed in my previous video. Okay. So please watch that video first, then things will be more clear. This I'm telling again and again to make the things clear. Okay. So the printing 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this pattern I have already printed. What is the new thing here? Please see the difference. I'm writing that pattern which I have already discussed. This pattern I have already discussed in my previous video. Now you can see, you can compare what is the difference between this pattern and this pattern. The difference of space. Here we are printing the space, then 1. Here we are printing a space, then 1, 2. Then space, 1, 2, 3. Space, 1, 2, 3, 4. And space, no space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we are not printing with the space. In this pattern, we are printing with space. This is the difference. Okay. Means you can see in the first line, 4 spaces, then 1. In this line, how many spaces are there? 3 spaces, then 1, 2. In this line, only 2 spaces, then 1, 2, 3. In this line, only 1 space, then 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last line, there is no space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means in first line, how many spaces are there? 4 spaces. How many spaces are here? Here we have 3 spaces. Here we have 2 spaces. Here we have 1 space. And here we have 0 space. Okay. So number of spaces are here. We are printing the pattern. And the new thing is here what? What is the new thing here? We are printing with the space. First we are printing space, then 1. Space, then 2, 1, 2. Then space, 1, 2, 3. Spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. So in first row, how many spaces are there? In first row, we are printing 4 spaces. In second row, we are printing 3 spaces. 3 spaces. Here 2, here 1, and here 0. Okay. So there may be many logics are there, but the simplest logic I'm going to tell you through this program. Please watch it. Listen carefully. The pattern I will write here again. Okay. I think you saw the pattern properly. Now S equal to 4. As I told in first row, how many spaces are there? There are 4 spaces. Okay. So in the first line, how many spaces are there? 4 spaces. So we are taking a variable S for spaces and initializing it with 4. We are initializing this S with 4 because this S we have taken for the spaces. And since first row of the pattern has how many spaces? 4 spaces. So we are initializing this variable with 4 as per the number of spaces in the first row. Okay. Now, I have already discussed in previous video that outer loop. This is outer loop. As I'm telling you again, in pattern programming we use nested loop. Okay. A nested loop means there will be outer loop, inner loop. The outer loop is repeated as per the number of rows. How many rows are there? As per that, the outer loop is repeated. Okay. So how many rows are there in this pattern? How many lines are there? Here we have 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So outer loop should be repeated 5 times. Anyhow, outer loop should be repeated how many times? 5 times. So you can see here I have started the value of I from 1 and going up to 5 means 1 to 5. 5 times this outer loop will be repeated. Anyhow, outer loop should be repeated as per the number of rows. Okay. Then here S, as I told, we have taken for the space, and since the first row has 4 spaces, that's why I have initialized s with a 4, a common simplest logic I'm telling you. Okay. Now listen here. So I equal to 1. Outer loop should be repeated as per the number of rows. There are 5 rows, so 1 to 5. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. Control will go inside the loop. Now this loop is here. Only this new loop is new in this topic, in this pattern. I have already, as I told, I have already discussed this pattern. So the things are same. Only one thing is added here. What? Spaces are added here. So only this loop is new here. This loop. And what this loop is doing? This loop is printing the spaces. As I have written, you can see that I have written the comment to print spaces. So this loop is printing the spaces. How? See, first time the value of s is what? 4. How many spaces are there in the first row? 4 spaces. The value of s is what? 4. Okay. Now j will start from 1 and will go up to 4. How many times this loop will be repeated? Since the value of s is 4, so this will go from 1 to 4. So this loop will be repeated 4 times. This loop will be repeated how many times? 4 times. And 4 spaces will be printed. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces will be printed. And after printing 4 spaces, the cursor will remain in the same line, because you can see I have not written println, I have written print. So this loop will be repeated. J will be 1, then J will be 2, 3, 4. 4 times this loop will be repeated and 4 spaces will be printed. When the value of J will be 5, this condition will be false. Then control will go outside this loop. Okay. Coming outside this loop, we are making s equal to minus. Means how many spaces we have to print in the first row? In the next row, we have to print 3 spaces. So we are decreasing the value of s by 1. We are making it 3. See here, s minus. Okay. Okay, we have printed the spaces. Now in the same line, we have to print the numbers 1, 1, 2 like that. So here we have that same thing which I've already discussed. The loop will start from 1 and will go up to I. What is the value of I this time? The value of I is 1. The first value of I was 1. So this loop will be started from 1 and will go up to 1. Means this loop will be repeated 1 time and will print 1. The first value of k is what? 1. So k की value first time 1 होगी, तो 1 print होगा. And this, since the value of I is 1, so this loop will be repeated once only and only 1 will be printed. This logic I have already discussed in that video. Please go and watch that video. Still, I'm telling you. So the value of I is 1. So from 1 to I means 1 to 1, this loop will be repeated once and the value of k, that will be 1, will be printed. Okay, in the same line. Okay, then when the value of k will be 2, k was 1. When the k will be 2, this condition will be false. Control will go outside this loop also and will reach here. And what are you doing here? Here we are not printing anything. You can see I have not written anything within this bracket. I have written only system.out.println. This line is here only to change the line. So println will not, nothing will be printed. Only the cursor will move, which was here. The cursor will move to the next line. Cursor will move to here. Okay. Then this is the closing of outer loop. From here, control will go back to I++. Now the value of I will be 2. First row we have printed. Now condition true, control will go inside the loop. Again, the value of j will start from 1. And the value of s is what this time? You can see the value of s is what? 3. We have already updated, so 3. Now, how many spaces? This loop will be repeated how many times? 3 times. The value of s is 3. So 3 times this loop will be repeated. And 3 spaces will be printed in the same lines. 1, 2, 3. After printing 3 lines, cursor will stay here. In the same row, same line, the cursor will stay here. Then j++, when the value of j will be 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. When the value of j will be 4, this condition will be false and control will go outside the loop. This loop will be repeated how many times? 3 times. Okay. 3 spaces will be printed. J की value 4 होगी. When the value of j will be 4, condition false, control loop से बाहर आएगा. Now s minus. Since we need to print only 2 spaces in the next row, so we are decreasing the value of s. So we are making it 2. Now again, this loop will start from 1 and go up to I. What is the value of I? 2. So it will go from the value of k will start from 1 and will go the value of k will start from 1 and will go up to I, that is 2 here. So this loop will be repeated how many times? 2 times. K will be 1. So 1 will be printed. In the same line, k, when the value of k will be 2, 2 will be printed. And then k plus plus, when the value of k will be 3, condition false, control will go outside the loop, will reach here. This line will change the line, cursor will move to the next line. Then again, I plus plus from here. From here, control will go for this. And then I plus plus, I will be what now? 3. The value of I will be what? 3. Condition true, control loop line. Now the value of S, I have already told it is what? 2. The value of S is what now? 2. So from 1 to 2, this loop will be repeated 2 times and 2 spaces will be printed in the same line and cursor will stay here. Okay. Then after printing 2 spaces, control will go outside this loop, will reach here. S minus minus, S will be what? 1 for the next row. And this loop will be repeated from 1 to 3. You can see the value of I is 3. So the value of k will start from 1 and will go up to 3. So 1, 2, 3 will be printed in the same line. 1, 2, and 3 will be printed in the same line. Okay. After printing 1, 2, 3, the value of k will be 4. Condition false. Control loop se bahar. Control will reach here. And ln will change the line. Cursor will move to the next line. Then again I plus plus. From here, I plus plus, I will be what now? 4. And here, S is what this time? Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. S is what? 1. So from 1 to 1, this loop will be repeated only once. And so only one space will be printed. After printing one space, control will stay here. Then S minus minus for the next row. In the last row, we have 0 spaces. So S is 0. Now this time you can see the value of I is 4. This loop will be repeated from 1 to 4. And the value of k will be 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be printed in the same line. Then control will go outside the loop, line will change because of this line. Cursor will move to the next line. Then here, from here, cursor will move to here. I plus plus, I will be what now? 5. Condition true. Again, the value of j will start from 1. Now this time the value of I is, S is 0. The value of S is what? 0. See here. So j equal to 1, 1 is less than 0, this condition will be false. This loop will not run. Loop chalega hi nahi. Let me show you what's ho gaya. Let me show you again. See, the value of S is what? The value of S is what here? Sorry, 0. So 0, j will start from 1, j equal to 1. 1 is less than 0, condition false. This loop will not be repeated. Chalega hi loop. There will be nothing will be printed. Condition false. Control will go outside a loop. So 0 space will be printed. Okay. Then S minus minus, the value of S will become -1. Okay. As we're decreasing, so we have decreased. The j will be what? S will be what? -1. Now the value of k will start from 1. Again, the value of k will start from 1 and will go up to 5. The value of I is what? This time you can see the value of I is what? 5. I is what? 5. So 1 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be printed. Okay. After printing 5, k will be 6. Condition false. Control will go outside the loop. This line will be changed. And then again from here, j plus I plus plus, I will be 6. Condition false, control loop say bahar. So you can see this pattern we have printed. So here the new thing which I have added is what? Only the new thing is what here? This loop, this line and this line. Since in the first row we have how many spaces? We have 4 spaces, then 3, then 2, then 1 and 0. So as per the number of spaces in the first row, we have taken a variable S and we are initializing this with 4 because the first row has 4 spaces. Okay. And if there is only 1 space in the first line, you will initialize S with 1. Okay. And in the loop, this loop will be same, no change in this. And you can see in this loop, so in this pattern, the spaces are decreasing. First time the 4 space, then 3 space, 2 space, 1 space, 0 spaces. So spaces are decreasing. So we are making S minus minus. And please don't do any change in this loop. This loop will repeat all the time. How many times? S time. So no change in this loop. You can change, do the change here as per the number of spaces in the first row, and you will see whether spaces are increasing or decreasing. As per that, you will write S minus minus or S plus plus. Only this is the new thing in this pattern. Okay, so I wanted to tell you if you have the pattern with the spaces, so how to deal with that. Okay, if any doubt, you can ask through the comment section. Okay, now I'm coming to the next question. See this pattern, same thing. The pattern, this pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. This pattern I've already discussed in that previous video. Please watch that video. Here the new thing is what? Again, I'm telling you, that is space. In this line, how many spaces? 0 space. Here we have 1 space. Here we have 2 space. Here we have 3 space, and here we have 4 space. Okay. So in first row, how many spaces we have? How many? In first row, we have 0 spaces. So you can see here I've taken a variable S, and that I'm initializing with 0. And this loop is same. You can see 1 to S hone chala hai. The same loop is here. Okay. Then S plus plus. You can see in this pattern, the spaces are increasing. In the first row, there was only 1 space. In second row, we have 2 spaces. Sorry, in first row, there was no space, 0 space. Here, how many spaces? 1 space. Here, how many? 1, 2 spaces. Here, 1, 2, 3 spaces. Here, 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces. The number of spaces are increasing here. In first row, we have 0 space. So we have initialized with S with 0. And the same loop which I have used in the previous program. Same thing, nothing is different. Same loop. And coming outside loop, I'm making S plus plus because the spaces are increasing row by row. Huh? Okay. And then this loop is here, K from 1 to I. So that as per that, here I have started the value of I from 5. The first value of I is what? 5. So this loop will go from 1 to I. First time the value of I is what? 5. Okay, so what will be printed? In the first line, I'm coming to here. See in the full screen better. Okay. S equal to 0, I starts from 5. This time we have started I from 5 because you can see first time it is going up to from 1 to 5. Okay, this I've already discussed in that video properly. Please watch that video. The things will be clear. Okay. Then 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See. So S equal to 0. Now I start from 5. J equal to 1. J equal to 1. And S is what this time? First time the value of S is what? 0. S equal to 0. This loop will not be repeated for a single number of times. Loop chalega nahi. This loop will not be repeated. So no space will be printed. Then coming outside a loop, S plus plus, the value of S will be 1. Okay. Now this loop will go from 1 to I. 1 to I means the value of I is what? 5. So it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I, the value of I we have set as per that. Because each row is starting with, the starting of each row is what? 1. So we have started from 1. And up to what? In first row, it is going up to 4. In second row, it is going up to, in first row, it is going up to 5. In second row, it is going up to 4, up to 3, up to 2, up to 1, so up to I. So first time the value of I should be 5. Only then it will go from 1 to I means 1 to 5. Okay. So this loop will start from 1 and will go up to I. The value of I is what? 5. So up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be printed. Then coming outside a loop, this line will change the line. Cursor will move to the next line. Okay, cursor will move to the next line. Now see. Okay, then from here. From here, it will come back to here, I minus minus, the value of I will be what? 4. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. Now again, the value of j will start from 1 and will go up to s. This time the value of s is 1. So the value of s will go up to 1. So 1 to 1 means one time only. This loop will be repeated 1 to 1. One time only, and one space will be printed. Okay. After printing one space, cursor will remain in the same line here. Okay. Then s plus plus s will be 2 for the next line. Now k will start from 1 and will go up to I. This time the value of I is what? 4. So 1 to 4. This loop will repeat it from 1 to 4 times, and the value of k will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will be printed. Then loop will come outside the loop. This will change the line. Then I minus minus I will be 3. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. The value of s is what this time? 2. So from 1 to 2. 2 times this loop will be repeated and 2 spaces will be printed. 1, 2. Cursor will stay here. Then s plus plus, s will be 3. Then this loop will go from 1 to I. I is what this time? 3. The 1 to I means 1, 2, and 3 will be printed. Since the value of k will start from 1 and will go up to 3. So 1, 2, 3. The line will be changed because of this line. Cursor will move to next. Then I minus minus I will be 2. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. This condition is, sorry, again the value of j will start from 1 and will go up to s. This time s is what? 3. So 3 times, 1, 2, 3. 3 spaces will be printed. Okay, cursor will stay here. Then s plus plus, because of s plus plus, s will be what now? 4 for the next row. Okay, then k will start from 1, will go up to I. I is what this time? 2. I is kitna hai? 2 hai dekho. So 1 to 2, so 1 and 2 will be printed. Then line change. Then again cursor will move to the I plus plus, I minus minus, sorry, I minus minus. Now I will be what? 1. Control go inside a loop. S equal to what this time? 4. देखो S की वैल्यू कितनी है? 4 है. So 1 to 4, 4 times means 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Then S plus plus, S will be 5. And this loop will go from 1 to I. I is what? 1 to 1 means only 1 will be printed. The line will be changed. Then from here, I minus minus, I will be 0. This condition will be false. Control will go outside the loop, and you can see the pattern has been printed. Okay. So same thing here, the value in the first row, we have how many spaces? 0 space. So we are starting with 0. And since in row wise, the spaces are increasing, you can see. So here we have written S plus plus. So this I have added as a new logic in this pattern, how to deal with the spaces. Okay. So like this, I will discuss few more patterns in the next video. For this video, this much only. And if you can solve this question, please solve it and send me through comment section, through comment section or anywhere. If I have taught you and you are my student, if I have taught you already, if you have written in your copy, please don't send a solution. If you are new, if you are learning, and if you got the concept, please solve this question and send me through comment section if possible. And if you have my WhatsApp number, you can send through that also. So for this video, this much only. In next video, I will come with more pattern programming as per the demand. Students are asking for the pattern programming. That's why I'm making this video. And after printing so many patterns, I will tell you about some pattern which are related to string. Okay, so first I want to discuss such pattern. So for this video, this much only. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Share with your classmates and friends if they are required. And solve this question if you're new, if you're learning, if you're beginner, if you are watching this video first time. Please solve and send me through comment section. So thank you, students. Thank you for watching this video. Okay. Bye.